feels weird not having the disclaimer.
I'm all right with it.
That gives us a sense of freedom.
It does.
Uh-oh.
As you darn well please. We might have been on the air, so I didn't go with the other one.
Okay.
He got that dump button and ain't even filled up yet.
Tell him I have a trigger finger ready.
I told him you'd be on your best behavior. We didn't know about me.
Hey, good morning, Mid-Michigan, Western Michigan. And welcome to another broadcast of Continuous Miracle right here on WGLM 106.3. Coming to you live again this morning, right out of Greenville, Michigan. What a wonderful place to be. Had co-host Mike in here with me again this morning.
Hey, good morning, folks. Happy to be here.
Dangerous Darren on the dials.
Good morning, everybody.
He's revved up. These guys are revved up this morning. I don't know why
yeah.
keep the reins on this thing. I don't know. Might get loose on it.
I hope.
Yeah, like that.
No disclaimer.
No disclaimer. That's all right. Hey, any deer strikes this week?
No, but I got kudos for missing a couple big ones.
Oh,
Not normally happen.
you saved a couple for the hunters?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.
One was for sure an 8-point, and the other one might have been. So I'm not sure why the big boys want to look at me.
Well, apparently they do. You're the next target for them.
Okay, I'm ready then, boss.
All right. Well, good luck to all the deer hunters out there. I know if you're a deer hunter, you know what time of year it is, and that the rut thing's starting to rev up a little bit. So
With
they're
the
on
deer or
move.
me?
Well, for the deer idea,
Okay.
I'm talking about deer right now.
My mistake.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about deer. So they're on the move. Keep your eyes out there. Be a safe driver and look for them. You know, you all know what to do. Don't swerve, hit them. As they tell me, anyway.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Yeah. We can always get the car fixed, and the deer's a lot easier to hit than a tree.
Yeah. Somebody told me I could apply the brakes. We'll try that again.
That'd be a new concept.
It would be
What?
a new concept for Mike, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got a guest on the show with us again this morning, and young man used to be from Greenville, where he now lives down in the Grand Rapids area, right, Craig?
Yeah. I live in Grand Rapids now.
His name is Craig, and he's come in to share some of his experience, strength, and hope with us this morning, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that. We both Mike and I happen to know Craig quite some time, actually.
Quite well, too.
Yeah, Mike quite well. Yeah, spent some time with him over the years. What's it been? About 10 years, maybe?
Yeah. Let's see. I'd say 7 years I've known you
7 years.
both. 4 years I've known you well. 5 years maybe I've known you well.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, time gets away from Mike.
too.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of hard to forget working with Craig. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well,
He was what they might call recalcitrant.
Recalcitrant?
Yeah, that argumentative in a
Oh,
fancy
not me.
word.
I was not argumentative at all.
oh, no, that hasn't gotten better, huh?
Well, as a small aside, that he's here today, I'm kind of surprised he's here this early. How's that? The way we behaved back in the day.
Well, we all get to be someplace.
Yeah. I'm grateful you're here, Craig.
I'm really grateful to be here. It means a lot to me to be both you guys and be in here in Greenville, and to be sober and to have this opportunity. I'm really honored and privileged to be a part of what you guys are doing here.
Yeah, well, we try and program, I should say. We try and, show some hope to some folks that even I remember your condition was in when I first encountered you, and look at you today.
Yeah.
Okay, another miracle.
Yeah, it took a lot of other people's help to get here.
And that's okay. That's okay. That's what the
Takes what it takes.
That's what the recovery community does. They reach out and help people and turn lives around right before our very eyes with the help of the people in the recovery community, and whatever you discover, you make your own discoveries. No one will tell you what to do, but you make your own discoveries along the way, and that's exactly what you've done. So
Something quick
congratulations.
about Open Arms. We all went to a meeting this morning, and almost 20 people, and half of them knew Craig from his journey, and they was all celebrating seeing him again.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part of using in my experience is that people really love me. Like, people just do. I just have a light to me, but there was so much suffering, and I think people saw that, and then it was just really, I'm so grateful to not be like that anymore, but to be welcomed with welcoming arms, and have people just be so happy that I'm sober today was just a very meaningful experience to me, for me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we are happy to see you.
A lot of energy in the room.
We've been expecting you. One of these days.
Yeah, yeah,
That's you point up the day at a time proposal.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, back to Craig here, though.
I thought it was about me, but never mind.
We'll get to you, Mark.
Okay.
We got time.
Okay.
There's some 1890s stuff he wants to touch on today. So,
It's relevant, maybe.
yeah, or not.
Or not. Yeah.
You guys are too quick.
We're bringing you right along. Speaking of bringing along, tell us a little bit, Craig, about what brought you to the recovery community in the beginning. You know, life was unmanageable, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And your thought processes were a lot different back then, as I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it? What was the linchpin that kind of got you pointed towards maybe doing something about the addiction that you were in at that time?
That's a great question. I went to rehab for probably the 13th or 14th time. I went to Bear River, and I started getting into spirituality suddenly. I got like really the Bible and Buddhism and just some other stuff, and I got really into that. And so I was kind of working with this idea for a while, hanging out with you guys, learning about AA works, some of the steps, and just not very thoroughly.
Well, it does say something about that.
It does. It does.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
all right.
And so I wasn't willing yet. I didn't have that like gift of desperation. And then what finally did it was I started dating a girl, and she left me because I was using. And that feeling of unlovability was just so solid that I'd been experiencing throughout all my addiction. And I finally just had enough. Like, that was it. Like, there has to be another way to live. And so finally I asked for help, and then went to detox for, it was either the 14th or the 15th time, and then Guide and Light was showed up, and I knew that I needed something more than just what I had done before, because it didn't work. Just going to detox for me didn't work. So
Well, and that's not unusual.
yeah.
You know,
Not at all.
that's not unusual, much like a treatment center or a detox. One of the last things they'll offer you, piece of guidance, is they'll make sure that you have a big book, and they'll say make sure you attend find a group and some meetings that you can connect with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you experience that 13 or 14 times.
Yeah. So many times.
But unwillingness kept bringing you back to your addiction, correct? I'm understanding this correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And the great thing about Guide and Light, so then I brought Guide and Light community, and Guide and Light has an amazing program that's just all support. But one of the focal points is willingness, right? And so Mike would tell me in the past when he would work with me, Craig, you're not very willing.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get it. And I remember when I had about 4 months sobriety, I saw you guys, right? It was right around Christmas. Maybe it was 3 months. And I was like, oh, now I get it. I was not very willing at all. Like, I wanted sobriety, but I wasn't willing to earn it.
Yeah, it doesn't come easy.
There's a reason I knew how important that was. I had this young fella stick his bony finger up in my face once upon a time and tell me I wasn't very willing. And he
I did.
ticked me off hugely. You got any idea who I am, what kind of ego I have? Somebody tell me something like that? Whew.
If I recall, he was right.
There's that part. So I got me a little willingness, and I went a long ways with it. But I didn't do that right away. Sort of similar. Oh, for you folks out there, 13 or 14 times rehab is not the record. That's just a good...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I failed to mention that. Rehab's a good start for anybody, don't get us wrong, but it's not a recurring thing. It just
It's not a requirement.
no. It's about the aftercare of after we encounter a treatment center. It's about the aftercare to maintain achieve and maintain sobriety. And that's kind of where, sometimes it doesn't happen that way. And then we wind up going 13 or 14 times until it does.
Yeah. Our book talks about achieving sobriety. Didn't necessarily say it had to be that way or that way, and how to maintain, but it said achieving sobriety. And when I achieve it, I have to maintain it to actually say I've achieved it.
Correct. And that's a day at a time, ongoing, continuous miracle.
I think that that's one of the most fundamental, most important things about recovery, or just living what is the right word?
In the present?
In the present is living one day at a time. It's not just for
It
recovery. It is a human thing to live one day at a time. It's
Yeah.
just such a gift when you learn that one. And every once in a while, the mind goes forward or it goes back, right? But it
Well,
brings
it's
back.
supposed to. That's what it does.
It's what it does, yeah.
But where am I living? In
Yeah.
today.
Right here.
Not
right
yesterday. Not tomorrow. Who knows what that'll bring, right?
Yep.
Where am I right now? What am I doing right at this moment? And in early recovery, when you can break it down like that, it helps it become a little more manageable.
Now. Yeah.
And even in once you become a little healthier, you're not drinking, not practicing any addiction, it's a pretty good way to walk through a life.
Yeah.
Because present and available is huge, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that's encountered people who aren't present and available in the moment or in the day, and they don't even have to be under the influence of drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
They're just not present,
Well, that was me when I got to the recovery community. I had 1 foot in the past and 1 foot in the future. You ain't got to beep this one, Darren. I'm not going to say that.
No, okay.
Because I got a foot in the future and a foot in the past. I'm not doing very well with today, and they got different ways of saying that.
Yeah.
And I needed to get rid of my problems with the past and stop trying to live in the future.
So you
Thanks.
could be present, right?
Yeah, I could be.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the parts that, how do I put this? I was around you while not being sober, but a lot of the things you'd said when I finally started to be serious about that, things like that, things that you'd said over and over that I heard so many times, it was easier to get those lessons. It was like you'd supplanted the seeds, but I needed to, so I once I got a
Growth
guideline.
and maturity within
Right,
that.
right. So they were planted, but now I needed futile soil for them to blossom, right? But they was there. I got so much help from you guys and so many other people from all of those different experiences over. Their failures is what they are, but I just never gave up.
No, they're not failures. They're learning experiences.
Learning experience, maybe that's a better term of thing.
Yeah,
Scott.
it is.
Another
Yeah.
learning experience.
Yes.
I've had a few.
Yet again.
Yeah, for me to recognize that I needed a lot more help, just a lot more. So I needed a thorough program. So 9 months at Guide and Light was the best gift. I'm just so blessed to be where I'm at today as a result of following what they asked me to do.
Yeah, we've had Brian Elvey on here from the Guiding Light, and I believe he's the executive director there. And we've had Ian, a young man,
Yeah.
who's a recovery coach, correct?
Yep, life
Yeah,
coach,
a
yep.
life coach. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and both of them were great guests and very informative about what was actually going on. There was a program they had presented to thousands of people now, I imagine, at Guiding Light, and some of the success stories that are coming out of that, which are miracles actually. When you see, before, during, and after of somebody's life being transformed, it's a miracle before your very eyes. I don't think I explained that very clearly too often, but that's what we're talking about.
Well, you got to
here.
win there, boss.
Well, that's what we're talking about here today.
Transformation is very real.
Yeah, it is. And when it happens in real time, it's quite spectacular.
Something about in our books it's not an overnight matter, and they're talking about spiritual growth and growing in effectiveness. But that's why I think that's a great thing about Guiding Light, is it's not a 30-day program. It's a much longer program to give a chance to practice those habits and then go out and do and use.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed to walk in my new spiritual shoes for a while like that. And I believe that's what Guiding Light really tries to do.
Absolutely, and it's not just I'm around a bunch of men, because I was in the men's program, men that are doing that same thing. So to have
Running
that
with
much-
winners?
running with winners, right?
Okay.
Right, and they do teach that too, right? To stay with with the winners and be aware of who you're surrounding yourself with, because everyone does have an impact in everyone else's lives, right? And so when you're in a men's program, you start to really realize that I can easily say I'm only hurting myself, but when I'm in a men's program and I'm doing wrong, it brings the whole group down, right? And it affects them in so many different ways. And you get punished, right? Like it's a program there, right? So like, you lose privileges, and so when you start to recognize that when someone steals a Coke that's not, that we're not allowed to do it, we get punished as a group, right? 'Cause, that really started to create that impact. Like the smallest things that we do impact one another's lives.
Army did that with
Yeah.
me and a whole bunch of us others. It's about the squad, the team. It's about you're a unit. You're not. And my book tells me about my job is to be of the best relationship with all men and women about me. And the closer they are, the more important that is.
Yeah.
I had to be reminded of that myself, that it affects everyone, not just me.
It does, and then through that, like for me, I found the lesson of holding others accountable for their actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We
And
call that
it-
boundaries sometimes.
Boundaries.
Yeah,
In what way?
their actions towards me or around me, I have to put up boundaries so that their behavior doesn't spill. Oh, you remember that?
Yeah.
I just said it funny at first, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, a little bit,
Oh,
but we got the idea.
Well, that's one of the things too I found with the early recovery, or that we don't really have the idea of.
And I'm speaking of myself, but it seems to be very universal to people in recovery that we haven't learned to set healthy boundaries at all. Somewhere by
Well, it's part of the growth process, is to learn how to set boundaries. So, I mean, that's one of the aspects of it. So.
thank goodness.
Speaking of that, Darren's telling me we got a boundary coming up here.
I was wondering when you were going to say that.
He's
We got a new word to work with.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. We got a couple of commercials that we'd like you folks to hear. Come on back and join us right after these brief commercials. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, went well.
yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. What do you want to share about what you're...
Oh, hold on.
Community
Beginning.
Focus on WGLM.
Homestead Harvest's
What'd you do when you
first
got there?
annual Harvest Market will
Talk about your
be
goals.
November 22nd,
Spiritual,
9 a.m. to 2
emotional,
p.m. at the
boundary.
Crystal Community Center, formerly
and the
the
last segment
Crystal
is what you're doing
Elementary
today.
School. More
Okay.
info
So your
at
transformation
989-287-3779.
As it
Up-to-date
took
local
place,
information
some of
on
the discoveries
WGLM.
you made along the way.
It's a WGLM Weather Center update.
Deep
Patchy
stuff.
fog could linger with us for just a little
Human
bit
interest.
longer.
Yeah.
Mostly
30
sunny
seconds.
skies and breeze today, a high of 52. Cloudy skies
'Cause
overnight
there's gotta
tonight,
be-
and
there's
then
gotta
overnight
be
showers
points to
possible. It'll also be
We
breezy. We'll
recognize
see a
that
low of
growth.
40.
We see it.
Showers coming to an end early
Right,
Monday
we
morning,
go.
cloudy through
Yeah,
mid-morning. Then gradually we'll see some sunshine.
Higher
We'll
power
have a
showing-
high
higher
of
power
55,
showing
continued
up in
breezy,
15
wind
seconds.
gusts to 30
So that
miles
other
an hour.
people in the
Blue
audience
skies overnight,
can
Monday night, a
understand
low of
that
33.
experience maybe and relate
Sunshine
to it
Tuesday, a
themselves
high of 56.
what you went through. So to speak.
Ready?
So that, that
More
there
of
was
the
hope for
music
you
you
no
love
matter
on
where you were at because you
WGLM.
did these things. I think he was trying to say that though.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Hey, Scott, Craig, and Mike, and Dangerous Darren here, back with you on Continuous Miracle 106.3 WGLM. Just speaking a little bit during the break, and, well, Mike has a tendency to do that. I try and be quiet.
We all have our jobs.
We do. Everybody can do something, right?
Yeah. And I'm assuming duties whether they're mine or not. But what the heck?
Carry on.
Okay.
So what we were talking a little bit about was some of, because as Craig mentioned, he'd been to a treatment facility 13, 14 different times, and without a lot of good results. But going into this latest one here, when did you arrive there?
October 2023.
Okay, and you've been sober ever since.
Yep, I've just celebrated over 25 months.
All right, fantastic.
Nice.
Congratulations.
After not having a lick of sobriety since the first day I used when I was like 16 or 17.
Right, and it was a good run in there, 16, 17 to what? What's your?
How old?
are you now?
I'm 42.
42.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
Every
25-year run.
drug and,
Or
you know,
23.
I would just-
25 years of not being sober.
Yeah, yeah. It
13
was
or
just-
14 recovery centers later. Okay. And this just points up the importance of when we do encounter a treatment center and we are either an addict or an alcoholic, whatever disease seems to be afflicting you or us, the importance of taking direction when you get there, right?
Yeah.
Or being willing to take direction
Yeah.
when you get there. Because it became obvious what you had done had not worked, right?
It didn't work.
Right.
It was fun at first.
Well, I'm not discounting that.
We're a bunch that were in hedonistic pursuit of happiness and joy.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
You know, there is that element. But now, so at 40, I'll say 40 when you went in there,
Yep.
I guess.
Yep.
This sudden transformation that come about over a course of 9 months?
I was at Guiding Light for 9 months. Yep.
9 months. And following direction and doing things that are required,
Yeah.
right? Not suggested. If you're in a facility like that, it's required, correct?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a
Well, otherwise
nonprofit.
there's punishment,
Yeah.
as
There's
you
not.
mentioned.
Yeah. It's a nonprofit, and so you have to earn your keep there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
Nothing's
an
given.
important aspect of that program.
What I heard was that the basic pay for admission there is willingness.
Willingness, participation. Yeah. If you're not willing, then you don't get to stay. There's other programs. There's other programs.
Right. Right.
Right. And that program's not for everyone.
And they'll point you
That's
in
okay.
that direction.
Yeah. They'll assist with the next step.
Okay.
Yeah, like 12 treatment centers for the unwilling.
Yeah.
So anyway, as a result of that experience at Guiding Light and moving forward, tell me about some of the discoveries you made about your own being. I mean, your well-being, I should say. How about, was there a spiritual element to that program? Was
Yeah,
there
absolutely.
Okay. A lot about the spiritual element. What did that look like for Craig? Because it's different for everybody. And
Yeah.
I find that interesting because it is actually, if I'm willing to listen.
For me personally, what I love about Guiding Light is it is a spiritual program, and it's actually a Christian program too. However, they allow everyone to experience their own spiritual experience in whatever that looks like, right? So I've was interested in Buddhism. However, I still participated in Bible study. I just did anything and everything that well, not everything maybe, but
You tried to
What
grow.
I'm thinking of to answer the question is I quickly discovered that I wanted joy, and by just making the conscious decision to want joy, by doing what they asked me there, I just became joyful.
Okay. So your actions led to a different outcome.
yeah. I mean, I was just there's a lot of things you get to do, but there's so much service. I'm out in the community serving things. There's races. There's just so many things, and there's so much freedom. Like, this is what I wanted in life, but I couldn't get there because I had one priority: it was getting and using of more drugs.
Right. Right. You were addicted.
Yeah.
And once that,
To break free of that addiction, you had to be shown there is a different way to live.
yeah,
Right.
get up and make your bed.
Oh.
Along with
That's
doing
still
these
struggle.
disciplines, did you
Yeah.
ever have to write anything down?
Yeah, there's
that.
there's all kinds of things, like there's just so many different. It's hard to process all of it because it happens so fast, right? But
I think it's intended that way.
it is that program is very intentional.
And it's action oriented, correct?
It is
Because
very-
you've already mentioned being out in the community, helping at races, doing this, right? All volunteer work, I imagine.
Yeah,
And so you're actively out now doing things different. You're not using drugs and alcohol, and you're getting new experiences, right?
Just new experiences, yeah, constantly. Just doing all kinds of other things. Like one of my favorite spiritual experiences I had came in such a simple moment where I was volunteering at a race. I'm out in the woods and I'm just telling people to turn, right? Like when I get to here, I go like this. I'm giving water, right? And all these people are running and I'm woo cheering them on, right? And all of a sudden I expanded and realized that I'm making such an impact in these people's lives and my own life. And it's hard to describe because it was a spiritual experience, right? The words don't really touch on it.
But it was one of those like profound moments that I realized that I'm part of something greater than myself. And it was
You
in
were
that
living in that moment?
Mhm.
Something you hadn't been able to do before that, maybe?
moment.
Okay.
It was
Part.
foreign ground, wasn't it?
No, it was.
Foreign territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had another one once when we were shoveling snow in the morning. Just shoveling snow,
Yeah.
right, for the thing, and all of a sudden I realized I'm part of this city that's doing all these things. And it just expanded out, and it was just this profound, deep, meaningful moment of shoveling the snow. That's all I was doing.
Cars are whizzing by.
And doing the
Everybody's
things. All the
doing
guys
something.
are complaining around me, and I'm
That would've been me.
Yeah, because everyone hated it except for me, and then they really just, come on, man, like it was
Joyful
so much
snow
freedom.
shoveler.
Yeah.
Happy,
Why not?
joyous, and free.
Oh, I know,
I
I
get the
get
creator of my own experience. I'm gonna go out and shovel snow with glee, right?
Whoa.
Yeah, right.
I'll call you this winter, see if you still got that attitude at my place.
After
got
I got a
Ground
700-foot driveway.
Oh, you do. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
That's a full day.
You're going to be busy. Thanks for your service.
But it was really meaningful after 20 years of looking for drugs and having made that the only thing I ever needed to do. I rode my bike for 7 years and just picked up cans to get more alcohol, right? And suddenly I'm around men that are trying to change their lives, and we're asked to shovel the snow. I'll shovel the snow. If this is one of the things I need to do to stay sober, I will be grateful that I'm shoveling snow.
Nice.
And the great thing about downtown, you're outside looking at people that are struggling on the streets with their own addiction. It's right there in front of you.
Right. Yeah, where their
Constantly.
location is right
Yeah.
downtown, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're encircled by folks who are struggling, and then here you guys are being. Did you say gleeful?
Gleeful. It did roll out of my mouth. Yeah.
He didn't even stutter.
I know. Can you say gleeful?
Not with a straight face right now. Let me
I
try it.
know, see? I tried to get one out of him.
Gleeful. How was
Oh,
that?
you did great.
Thanks for cheering me on.
So yeah, here he is, and this is a spiritual moment for you, right?
Yeah. Just shoveling snow.
Isn't it strange how those can come about? I mean, spiritual experiences or moments. It's times you would never anticipate.
I was shoveling snow.
I understand. I can
Right.
actually relate to it.
Yeah.
So
And it was just like, what just happened? And, just like the race, like this profound, deep meaning that I'm realizing that I'm a part of something so much greater, and the simplest, smallest moment, and that gift of presence.
being present and available is what brought that about, and your willingness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a guy like me, a moment like that, I may have done the same thing 1,000 or 100 times, whatever, but for some reason, that time, it struck me differently.
Yeah.
But it may have had been that I had to hear the same thing from the recovery community many a time before I could comprehend what they were saying. And then I'd have a spiritual experience because of those. Yeah, right now I can't specifically say what it was that did it, but at different times I'm in this, like shoveling snow, and all of a sudden I'm more aware of God than I ever was.
Yeah. And that's the hard thing, is it's so hard to convey those things. Like,
To me, I'm aware of what it meant, but it's spiritual. I can't describe it, right? Like, we can nod. You've had one?
Oh yeah.
Right.
I said,
But they
putting
don't
words to
put
it
words
is
to
a
it.
lot more difficult than the actual experience that you encounter.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that.
I can put brief words to something that happened to me last night. I went to a speaker meeting potluck up to Fremont, and my thoughts were a little bit different, thinking about a lot of things I'd heard. And after I got back home, I went to jump in the hot tub, mine, at home, and I'm looking at the moon and stuff, and tree shadows and all that stuff up in the sky, and I realized, for a guy to be struggling with some things, I've not been put in a very horrible place. And I had a spiritual experience about how grateful I am to have had what I've had, to be able to sort through the stuff in my head and get in a good place, just like that. He could have put me on the street outside a guiding light to sort through this, but he leaves me here. I'm really grateful for that. But it was something as simple as that.
yeah.
I didn't have to shovel snow.
Yet.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway.
Well, I think that what that speaks to me is, right, we all have, so I'm also a Buddhist practitioner, right? And so that we all have our own karma to work with. This is what I've been given. This moment, this life, this thing that is...
Right.
and
What
for
are we
me-
doing with it?
Yeah, and addiction's mine. Like, those are one of the things that I need to work through. So I had that acknowledgement after working in spirituality enough to get there, that this is my thing. Like, I'm either going to suffer through it forever and then probably come back and have to do it again. This is a life lesson for me. And I don't want to bring this one into my next life. So Guiding Light's what's offered. I'm going to do what they tell me to do, and then I'm going to continue. For me, it meant staying on the trajectory of Guiding Light, which means transitional housing, which I'm
Iron
now-
House?
so Iron House, yep. And so then I continue to be in a community that's all doing the same things. We're all kind of living our own lives, right? At
Right.
this point, but
Gainfully employed.
gainfully employed.
Yeah. Productive member of society.
Look at this, yeah.
Yeah. Productive member of society.
Yeah,
All in a, let's say, a 1-year program, right?
yeah. Yep.
As opposed to chasing drugs for 25 years,
20, yeah. It's a long time.
unsuccessfully.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have to
No.
live like that anymore.
These are the
Chasing joy and
miracles.
happiness unsuccessfully. It sounded as though you did find the drugs.
Yeah, I found the drugs. I like this quote that Ram Dass says, and it just makes a lot of sense to addicts. I get to heaven, I just don't get to stay. Right, and that's what using was. It's just trying to avoid life, avoid reality. I get to heaven, I just don't get to stay, and I'm back to suffering. Right?
Oh, because it's so short.
It's so short-lived, and it's really avoidance.
Yeah.
Avoiding all my problems, all my just reality. I didn't want to be here. There's a part of me that just didn't want to be here when I was young, and it still comes up every once in a while in my heart.
I think that's not unusual.
I don't
I
think
don't
so
think that has anything to do with being an addict or being in addiction. That affects most people at some point in their lives. That's my point.
Yeah.
You know, and it's how we work through those times. And for you, it was the path that you followed over at Guiding Light. That brought about transformation for you. Now, that's like the miracle-making power of folks becoming willing, becoming honest, becoming a little more open-minded. Mike, you're still prying on that thing.
Well, then it's about the part about doing something with all that.
Right. and
That's
then
what he's been
some
telling me.
newfound knowledge and then putting it into action in your life.
Right, which means helping others.
Yeah, that's a critical component. I found service to others. Yes. Trying to be useful and helpful wherever we may be situated.
Yeah, and those you were talking about that or in the meeting earlier, and these opportunities just kind of align on a regular basis at work. It's not just for me. It's not just about helping another alcoholic or drug addict.
No,
which I
no,
do
it can't
that.
be. You have coworkers, right?
I have coworkers.
Yeah.
There's people everywhere,
Sure.
and some people could use some presence in their life or some kind words. Or, you know what I'm good at, and I like to practice encouragement.
Yeah.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
gift of encouragement, believing somebody else.
Yeah, we were just talking about it the other day. Everyone needs a pat on the back now and again, you know?
Yeah.
Encouragement.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with the encouragement, a little bit of guidance that reminds one that they're on the right path.
Yeah.
That's the sort of feedback I needed.
Yeah, the funny thing I've discovered is that things about me are most often affirmed by others.
You could say that that's God affirming it back, and so that's a part of our role that we play as a spiritual being. Is we're kind of doing that for other people, and other people are doing this, and it kind
Right.
of directs us on this path. That's my experience. I don't think that's unique though.
Not really. Well, I mean, I know what you speak of. It's kind of like God of your understanding, how it seems to
Unfold.
unfold in our own lives as we go forward a day at a time. Yeah.
If I do like they did, the ones that went before me in recovery, if I do what they did, I get that to unfold like that.
Yeah, right view, right view through Bird's Path. But that's what that is. It took me a long time to discover that. I get to Guiding Light and I see guys that are before me that are doing really well, and then they telling our stories is really important at Guiding Light. It's really important anyway. But right, so then I hear, oh my God, you've been through that stuff. That's nuts. And here you are, 4 months sobriety, and I've never had any. I'm just got to do what they're asking me. Oh, so then I get there, and then I start to learn about trajectory. And if I want to get to Iron House. So that means I have to earn getting to Iron House. So I'm going to take these steps and
do what is being asked of me, and learn about participation, and learn about overdoing things, and then learning to surrender some things to allow other people. There's a lot of learning experiences there.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's a lot, and
Because everybody can do something.
Even me.
Even Mike.
I'm working on it.
and then through that, it's like you get to discover that it used to feel like I had to do everything myself because I wasn't willing to allow other people, and then I wasn't allow other people the space to be themselves either, right? And which is because I wasn't allowing myself to be myself, which I've discovered that one, right? I have to allow myself to be myself, to allow other people to. It's a projection of who we are, I think.
I thought about that last night, and some lines from an old song. I want to thank you for letting me be myself, and that's what I got out of this program. Is letting me be myself and feel what I feel,
Yeah,
and know it's valid.
it is valid, and and I think that was the hardest part for me. I've kind of acknowledged, like with working the steps, is that I was afraid to be seen because I was afraid to look at myself in the way I've been living my life.
You want people to see what you saw.
So then I'm going to put a show, a facade, right? Oh, I'm doing great, right? Like this
Right.
facade.
Fine.
Fine, yeah. I'm not going to say the acronym on the radio, but yeah. That one speaks to me, right? You can hear it. You hear it in other people. Fine. Oh, I know what that means. All right.
Neurotic and emotional is the end of that one, folks.
Yeah.
But
Insecure, right?
yeah, we're leaving it.
And exhibiting those behaviors.
Yeah.
When we were getting towards the F, Darren was reaching for the dump button.
Yeah.
We never went there.
He was on
I'm
it.
proud of you both. Proud of you both.
We got one win for.
Got something right today.
And that was something else that you really helped me with, Scott. Is acknowledging winning, the moments of winning. It is
Yeah.
really important for my own growth is to acknowledge my own wins, own milestones. Even if it is just I stayed sober for today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that all counts.
I've done that so far today too. Stayed sober.
I like to point that out to folks every
You
now
do.
and again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're winning.
Yeah, and I'll do it because I've heard that so often from you. To do it, you're okay. To do it to others as well.
Right.
Winning, man, you're winning.
That's right. Don't discount a win. They all count.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of that, Darren's flashing me again over here. He's an excitable creature. I like that. We're going to take a little break. We'll come right back here with you. Thank you so much for being part of the Continuous Miracle. And we appreciate you listening.
Both of you. Can we talk about the fact that you were educated in things that would have been a lot to do with recovery before you got here and it didn't do you any good?
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
He
Darren Gibson
got
does a
degrees
deep
and
dive
stuff
into
about
music
stuff,
and
Yeah,
the stories
and it didn't do me
behind
good.
them.
No.
Don't miss the 20
It
you
can't.
know.
But I don't want to
7 a.m.
discount
and Sundays
education in
at
any
9
manner.
on WGLM.
It just
For the
didn't
next
apply
few
to your
seconds,
addiction.
picture yourself retired.
Yeah, the
What do you
education
see?
didn't help without
What
the
do you
willingness
hear?
to do the other
How
part.
do you feel?
It wasn't
important.
experiential at all.
Retirement.
Yeah, it was
Planning
all the
early
mind
is
understanding
the best way to
concepts,
make it
but no
happen.
experience
And I'm
with
here
those
to help in
concepts.
Greenville.
Right.
I'm Frank
They
Nerschel,
weren't real.
your local
They
State
weren't
Farm
real.
agent. I can chat
They-
with you about the
When
type
you're
of
waving
retirement
your
you
hands here and
want,
explaining
and
it,
help
so
you
you're
find
quite
the best
articulate,
ways
and
to
that's
save
just
for it.
real.
So get started
And I
now.
realized
Call
that
me,
when you were telling
State
me
Farm
stuff
agent Frank Nerschel in
6, 7
downtown
years ago,
Greenville
now,
today.
most of that
Like a
stuff
good
wasn't
neighbor,
really
State
real,
Farm is there.
for lack of a better way of putting it.
Progressive's teen driver discount.
You knew stuff,
Lower the
but
cost of insurance for your
yeah,
teen
there
driver
you go.
savings.
It
New
deludes me into
sneakers,
thinking I
minutes
have
money for a
something or
school
know
field trip,
something
and of course
without
spending
the
money.
substance
Oh
of it.
yeah, and a
Yeah.
new phone to replace the
My
one you dropped in the
education got
toilet.
quite
Oh, don't
substance since I
remind me.
got
So
here.
just get Progressive's teen
I
driver
got used to
discount,
that.
and
I
then you
needed
can
it.
And I want
continue
to
to
tie your
spend money
education
endlessly.
into what you're applying that to today.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
Unlock
Yeah.
the equity in your home
Okay.
with a
That's
loan
what
from
you're
Preferred
One minute.
Credit Union.
He
Use the equity
built
from your
people
home
up
to
with this.
complete home
Okay.
improvement projects,
You got a
pay
different
for
word for it,
college,
but
or
it's
even take that
well,
trip
yeah,
vacation.
raising
Visit
people up with-
preferredcu.org
Explain
for
it to me.
details,
Okay.
or call
I don't know if I can.
1-800-328-3131.
What's that say?
It's a self-advocacy team.
Restrictions
So it's
apply.
people
Federally
at work
insured by the
that
NCUA
volunteer
and
to
equal
advocate, learn about
opportunity
self-advocacy, whatever. Advocating.
I'm a
whatever.
union steward. I know
Yeah, I
about
figure
it.
you. I feel like you. Yeah.
It's a WGLM Weather Center
Advocate on a
update.
lot of
Glad
people's
you could
behalf.
linger
Yeah.
with us for just a little bit longer. Mostly
Just so
sunny
you
skies
say
and
something.
breeze today,
Same
a high of
thing.
52.
Yeah,
Cloudy
yeah.
skies overnight tonight.
What he learned about
Overnight
mind,
showers
some of that
possible.
goes to,
Will also be
applied in
breezy. We'll
that.
see a low of 40. Showers
My
coming to an
mind's
end
just
early
about
Monday
thoughts.
morning. Cloudy through
You know a lot
mid-morning.
about how the mind
We'll
works
see
and
some
what we do
sunshine
with
in
all
the
that.
afternoon.
15
High at
seconds.
55.
Like that,
Continued breezy. Those wind
That's
gusts
how it
to 30
applies.
miles an
People
hour.
actually use
Clear
it.
skies overnight Monday
Yeah.
night, a low of
I
33.
kind of like put a
Sunshine Tuesday, a high
pause
of
on all the
56.
psych stuff.
You ready?
Sure.
I think it's
Yeah.
buried behind shame.
More
Yeah.
of the music you love on WGLM.
Okay, then we don't gotta go there, no.
Yeah, I appreciate if we did.
Okay.
But I do want to talk about the education. Sure, we're not going to be, but Scott, Craig, Mike, and Dangerous Darren flicking the dials here back at me. We're back with you here on Continuous Miracle. And, of course, during the break, we're doing some chatting. Well, I'm doing some listening. These guys are doing some talking.
I was flipping my gums.
Yeah, again,
Again,
everybody can do something.
that one thing.
So we glossed over a little bit in the beginning about Craig's, as he was spending some time going to treatment centers and living the lifestyle of a person in addiction. That in that time frame, he also became very highly educated. I've found that with a lot of people, addicts, alcoholics, they're very, very highly functional people. And they're educated. They become educated, and sometimes it's a bonus. They can apply things that they've learned, and other times it's become a detriment.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating when you sit back and have a conversation with someone, as we're having with you. But tell us a little about your education. You know, during I guess it would be midlife, but going
Yeah.
to school and becoming as educated as you are.
Yeah, so I was living here in Greenville, super addicted to Oxycontin. 2 best friends die, overdose 2 months apart.
Girlfriend leaves me. And so I'm stuck at my parents' house, and I don't know what I'm going to do. So then I get this great idea. I'm going to go to Ferris and just change things up. So I went to Ferris. I ended up going from that lifestyle to I started drinking really heavily in college, though. But I graduated cum laude in the psychology department, created my own small research programs because I'm prejudice and discrimination and looking at empathy and social dominance orientation. Empathy is the very big gift that reduces prejudice. Did research on that. I ended up getting accepted in the community psychology program at University of Massachusetts, and then moved across to Massachusetts. Now that was really impactful in a negative way.
Down.
Yeah.
East Coast is the East Coast.
Yeah. I
I
had no
love those
support,
folks.
so I'm still an addict, living an addict lifestyle, doing great in school. So on paper, I'm looking great, but moving over there was really detrimental to my well-being, having no support there and having these high pressure of grad school. So I ended up, I left over the summer. I overdosed like 3 or 4 times that summer, relapsed onto heroin, and I didn't have any support. My grades were still great. Still did great.
Still doing the work.
Yeah. But yeah, I knew I was going to die.
That's a high
I still did.
functioning addict.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
well,
just
and-
going to say.
Yep, and then that is not unusual. That is.
And that deludes a guy like me into thinking I'm doing it just right.
Yeah.
So then what-
Self-convincing.
And so what it speaks to me is, and I realized that guy in light, I heard this so many times in my life, and I never understood it until I understood it. Craig, you're too smart for your own good.
Right. Yeah.
I can intellectualize myself into anything, and I don't understand my own how important wellness and how lessons of caring about myself and self-care. Because I'm not doing any of those things, but I can just intellect my way into everything.
But
I think it's got to do with you knowing everything. It's kind of hard for a dumb guy like me to tell you anything.
No, it was it. Pride. You work the steps. It's pride. Like when I did resentments, I'd throw a number out, but 140. I wasn't playing when they asked me to do it. I had a list and I wrote them down. Okay. Okay.
Good for you.
Good one.
I wrote a list. Okay, and I'm
for you.
sure there's more I could go back to. But pride. It was just pride. I'm not willing to listen to anyone else because I got this education. I've got myself here. I'm
Sure.
right? Because I am intelligent, but.
Yeah. You're doing great.
Yeah, right. And instead of because of that pride, it was just I was unwilling to listen to anyone else.
Our book says something about knowledge alone will not keep us sober.
Yeah,
Thanks for the truism.
yeah. It has to become experiential. I remember at Guide and Light when one of the life coaches told me that. Craig, it was still a problem early in the program, right? Like I would try to overthink things and tell them why I didn't need to do this, give some homework assignment. Well, this isn't going to help me because, Craig, just do the thing. Life needs to become more experiential. Mike Ryan told me, just do it and learn it that way. And
Did he have adjectives you're not using on the radio?
It's very possible.
Okay.
It's very possible.
Well, you had to get your attention.
Right. Well, the thing is,
And it worked.
Well, that's the gift of like addicts helping other addicts.
Right.
It's because they get it. Like
Yeah.
they can see in me that which I don't see because they see themselves. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Quit
I do know.
talking about it and just do it.
Yeah.
That's the difference
Oh.
between knowledge and wisdom, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's that experiential part. It blossoms into wisdom. No, you're
Is
absolutely.
that why he was telling you, you think?
And I learned that from you a long time ago, but I didn't get it. We talked about it though.
I know.
And then finally, these little gifts, these conversations that we'd had, suddenly started to click later on.
Right. Yeah, we learn when we're supposed to. Yeah, people can tell us things and we can understand them, but until we actually have a few experiences and we can recognize and correlate that, then it becomes real.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can live it. You can go, oh yeah, what about? Because life is about one big experience. You know, we're having them every day, in all facets of our lives. What a gift that is. We can do that because we're sober. Oh, what a miracle!
It is.
And to learn to live to some good purpose and useful and helpful to our fellow travelers. And that doesn't suck.
It doesn't.
As opposed to the way you had lived previously, right?
Yeah, so selfish and self-centered in every aspect of
Right.
life. That was the only way I was really living. And there's a part of me that tried to have compassion and tried to have that, but it's just getting in your own way. And I'm not going to acknowledge that my whole life is just that I didn't help people in any aspect.
No.
Certainly I did, right? But there's a clarity behind it now.
Yeah.
Motive?
A motive that's different, right? A purity. Yeah, which would be motive, right?
Yes, sir.
Pure motives, right? I'm not trying to do things for me to get something,
Ooh, that.
right? Yeah.
Just doing them because they're supposed to be done.
It feels really great to just do it because that's the right thing to do. And that's it.
Next
That's
right thing.
next right thing. That's it.
You said supposed to, but I found out with me over time, when I do them, I'm doing it because I feel better doing it that way.
It's pure. It feels
Yeah,
clean.
most people don't want to talk pure when they're talking to Mike, but it's more
That's truth.
okay.
Thank you for being honest, Mike. Thank you for being honest.
I've got a track
Recognition.
record.
That's recognition right there.
Like you said, that pride thing was sort of gone. I still operate on pride from time to time. When you're the smartest guy, wait a minute. Sometimes I think I'm
No,
still the
go
smartest
ahead,
guy in the
Pat.
room.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't heard that in a while. Say it again.
Okay, no.
Yeah, I love how he says in meetings or before. I used to think that I'm the smartest guy. You used to?
Okay, we all struggle with things, folks, and I still think that from time to time I'm the smartest guy in the room until, oh my goodness.
We'll give you that. We'll give you that.
Okay. Come on back again, folks. You get to see me try this tightrope walk again.
You're doing great.
At least I moved out of the 1890s for a moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got progress.
The willingness is carrying you, brother.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a little wisdom in with it if I learn some.
Here it comes. So yeah, Craig, with this education received and now becoming sober and becoming useful, productive member of society again, as a result of all the work you put into yourself to try and achieve some of these things, with the help of a power greater than yourself, and whatever form that takes for each individual is up to them.
Absolutely.
And allowing people the freedom to be able to have their own experience instead of, there's no spiritual hilltop to be climbed in recovery.
Yeah.
It's just as you will, as you will. And I love the freedom that affords folks.
Yeah, that's liberating.
It's
You just
liberating.
described liberation.
Yes, I did. I'm familiar with it. That's
Yeah.
why, I
Happened to you?
recognize it. It happened.
Okay.
And I see it happen to people all around me. And that stuff shows up in our lives. It shows up if we're willing to do some of those simple things, like you mentioned, doing the next right thing, just because that's the right thing to do. And then that humility factor plays in because Without the recovery, I probably wouldn't be doing the things I'm doing today. You know, I suddenly realized.
That he's doing for me what I can't do for myself.
Bang.
Yeah.
You know. And then you've had some of those realizations yourself, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing looking at it.
I say it's not me doing it.
Right.
That's the way I internalize that, right? Like, things are going really great, and I love my life. I'm so just blessed to be where I'm at, and it's not me doing it.
And that's your fault?
That part, I'm understanding that. It's my fault that I got there.
Well, there's that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of willingness on my part to get there.
Certainly.
I was willing in all of that way.
I got to say something. When you said it wasn't your fault that you've got a good life, I got to remind folks that you put in the footwork, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
And then when a guy like me or you does the footwork, the rest of the results are up to God for what He wants to do with it. I just do my part.
Yeah. No, thank you for reminding me. I was in a meeting recently, Joe and Charlie show, and listening to, I think it was the Sixth Step. It was one of the Joe and Charlie shows. And I still have a difficult time giving credit to the work that I've put in, because it was early in recovery. I heard you guys say it, and I wanted to just give God the credit, God the credit, God the credit. And then I realized, hold on, it's important that I honor and respect the work that I've put into myself.
Absolutely.
Right? The work is yours, the results are His.
Yeah.
I had to learn that.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm still trying to acknowledge and work through.
Keep
progress.
Yeah.
Keep swinging.
And that's what you're talking about, humility, right?
Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
I continue to attempt to learn more about myself and be of service to others with that.
Yeah.
And just kind of keep learning.
Yeah. I'm not a home run hitter, but every once in a while I walk into one that goes over the fence just by doing the simple things I was taught.
It's kind
Hooray.
of fun when he does it. He stands there slack-jawed like he can't believe it.
Just like in The Predator.
Awe? Like, is that
Yeah,
awe?
awe.
The experience of awe. I got it!
He got it, and he let me look like I was doing it.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I
Yeah.
gotta get
Because
my
he-
camera out one of those days. There's an awe look.
Well, he needs that work done. And as his servant, that's what my job is, whatever that looks like today. And it changes from day to day. Some days I'm working in the jail, other days I'm somewhere else trying to help. But that's what it is today.
I mean, I think you're describing what the whole... I just lost the words.
What we're all doing here is all to support one another and guide one another and to be growing spiritually in our
No,
own
to be
path.
of service.
Okay.
You know, to be of service.
Be a maximum service.
Maximum service.
That's what we fit ourselves. It says in the book, we're trying to fit ourselves to be a maximum service. And if I decide what I'm going to be like without the footwork, homework sort of stuff to do, then that's all my will. But if I'm willing to do the footwork and be satisfied with whatever He has me do, I have a wonderful life out of that. And it's right wrapped around helping people as best I can. Sometimes all I can do is make a cake, but I do what I can.
People appreciate cake.
Okay, let it be cake.
Yeah, who doesn't appreciate a cake? But no, as you're learning, as you're encountering this new way of life.
Yeah, it's
this,
a new way of
this
life.
spiritual way of life, I guess. And you're putting it into practice in your own life, and with the educational background that you do have. Are you finding that you're having unique opportunities as you go forward? As things unfold, I should say.
With my psych background, not now. I found maybe perhaps in a way that I don't acknowledge because I'm not aware of how I impact other people unless they tell me. But now I'm looking at exploring different avenues. I've recently become certified as a mindfulness meditation trainer. So I'm kind of looking at other opportunities to kind of. I'm also recently got mental health first aid. So I think I'm kind of starting much more at the basics because I don't know where I want to take my education. I don't know if I want to finish.
Okay, but you do know you want to put to some good purpose.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Oh,
Instead of doing what you had been doing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, and I'm just not. I'm at a place where spirituality is really important. Working on relationships is really important. Working on getting my driver's license because haven't driven in legally in 20 years, 19 years. So there's some things that are more important than furthering that right now.
Okay. All right. And those are all goals that are achievable today because you're sober.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Well, I was going to point out that in my work, that I've crossed paths with more than a few therapists
Yeah.
that continued their education and became a therapist to help people in times like us. So that's possible that you're just getting ready to do, because you said you're helping people with these things that sound like counseling.
Yeah, and people say, you know, I don't know what I don't know. But people, I feel like I have that energy. People are, even through my addiction, people are very trust me to talk about deep things,
Yep.
and talk about whatever they're going through, and people have acknowledged me throughout my entire life. And so I think there's probably some energy that I'll be utilized in the future. Now I'm able to be present with people.
Sure,
best,
that
right?
makes a difference.
It does. And so I think maybe you guys are helping me work out some possibilities. We'll live in the realm of possibility. Guy in Light really teaches that. Because I went in there with so much despair that nothing was possible. There's no reason. Nothing changes. What I discovered is nothing changes because I'm not changing.
Right. You're an active participant in your own recovery story.
Yeah.
What are you doing with it?
Yeah.
Back to action, huh?
Yep.
And
Full circle. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, and I think that I would love to get to that place where I'd utilize that. I'm now becoming a hospice volunteer. I'm being very delicate with my recovery and sobriety, not taking on too much. Because now, if I became a therapist, I'm dealing with other people's heavy emotions,
Sure.
right? I have to know how to work with that and put my recovery first in that. And so let's just take it back a little bit and start as a hospice volunteer. 'Cause now, the book talks about this. My service work is changing the longer I'm sober.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I understand that. I do.
That sounds like wisdom kicking in.
Yeah, that's a little bit of wisdom. Right.
That's probably why I understand it.
I understand it because I've been seeking that. Whether I've gotten any or not, it's another story. I'm seeking.
We're still waiting.
I'm glad you can have a little fun with it, boss. Or a lot.
Every day I make a point of it. So I do enjoy myself. I'm going to make a point of it.
Okay. I'll try to do my part.
Craig, I want to thank you for being on the show with us this morning. Thanks for coming out and sharing your experience, strength, and hope with the folks here on WGLM and Continuous Miracle Radio. Don't forget, folks, you can catch us live too, or recorded on YouTube and Facebook. We're up there. You can visit our website at continuousmiracle.net. All the shows are up there for you to view at your pleasure or at your convenience. Mike, who we got on the show next week? Oh, good for us.
Yeah.
I look forward to that special guest. So come on back and join us again here next week on WGLM 106.3 Continuous Miracle and Continuous Miracle Radio on Facebook. Thanks again for listening, folks. Greatly appreciate you.
So a little bit ago, I told Darren, I said, wait till he asks that question, see the look on his face for the answer. So he was looking.
Yeah, but you're supposed to have someone, so I can depend on you for, one thing, Mike.
One thing. That was it. Well, it wasn't about him.
No, it actually is about him.
Oh, okay.
It has one thing to do.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every day you got that one thing.
Hey, Mike, one thing.
And I thought all I had to do was stay sober. Well, crap.
I know, there's more things, though. Right. Oh, that was great, guys. I appreciate
go
the
in the corner.
opportunity.
Yeah, I think it went well.